Our next guest needs no introduction. If you watched the All-Star Slam Dunk contest last year, he was the winner. It's Mac McClung. And this year, as is by NBA law, whenever you win something, Mac, you got a whole lot more responsibilities. You got to do more stuff. You got to work harder. You got to do more stuff. So not only is he going to be competing and defending his title in the dunk contest, but he's also competing in the Rising Stars game, the Panini Rising Stars game, where he's going to be playing for the G League squad. We have, as we've done for the last few years now, we have 4 squads. 3 of them are comprised of NBA rookies and sophomores. The 4th one is of G League players, and he's going to be coached by Detlef Schrempf. And if you weren't already rooting for Mac, you want to now, because VKTRY Insoles, VKTRY, will be giving away $500,000 in custom insoles if Mac repeats as dunk champ.
Ooh, a lot of pressure, Mac.
A lot of it, but this is heavy. That is the head that wears the crown, wherever the hell that saying goes. So, Mac, let's start. I mean, you were not a stranger to celebrity of some sort. You were an internet sensation before you even played collegiate basketball. Did you find, like, after the dunk contest, it took to another level, or was it kind of, yeah, I'm kind of used to this amount of attention?
After that night, it definitely changed my life forever. I think just the spotlight All-Star Weekend has really just, man, like my life changed. Just going to the airport and things like that. It was truly an incredible night. And like you said, like I had about a week of enjoying it and like, man, this was awesome. And it was like, what are you gonna do next year? You gonna do it next year? I'm like, oh man, let me enjoy it a little longer. But it was truly a blessing that night. And yeah.
Mac, who is the weirdest person you heard from? Like when you got back from the dunk contest, was your phone just blowing up? I always love whenever there's a moment like that, asking people who the most surprising person they heard from was.
There was some definitely surprising people, and I really hate like name. I really hate.
You don't have to name names. Just like give us a set, like a category, like your teacher from first
like
grade. Like
vice
what are we
principal
talking?
from middle school or something like that.
Oh man, I don't even know. I remember I had to put my phone down and I turned off like all my notifications because like I felt bad not replying to people and it gave me anxiety. I was like, man, like this is a lot. So I just I stopped. There was definitely like all the, rappers and hoopers. That was really cool to connect with them and know they supported what I did. So it was overall great, but I had to learn how to balance that a little bit.
Who are you most surprised to hear from? Meaning of those like famous ball players or famous artists, musicians, actors, whatever. Who was like, whoa, Denzel Washington hit me up? Like, who's the most surprising name?
Yeah, no, Denzel did not hit me up. I wish he would have. But I don't know, just all the rappers. I hate even name dropping people. I think DMs are kind of a private place. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe no, they're not. But
Wow, we have found the last gentleman. I mean,
yeah,
Mac McClung. I
DMs
respect.
remained direct and not for public consumption. What about in person though? Because obviously, Saturday night, Sunday night, All-Star Weekend, there's a lot of people around. Who was someone that you ran into in person who was like, yo, you know who I am? That's pretty impressive.
I think the coolest was just like the NBA players because I love basketball so much. It was the Giannis and all those guys showing me a lot of love and supporting me. And Shaq and I have known each other for a little while, but just him being there and showing all the love he did was just like, oh man, like I'm just a kid from this small old town. I know it's cliche, but it was incredible.
Not anymore, Mac. You're a big deal. We've got to pay homage or homage or what? I don't know how you say that word. Amin and I are just firing on all
depends on you want to
cylinders
be fancy.
Yeah, okay. We have to honor the dunk contests of the past. Do you have an all-time favorite dunk?
I think the Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, just like I think if they did those dunks and they weren't going against each other, they would still be incredible. But them going against each other just made each dunk even better. So it was like that. It's hard to like take those away from each other. I just think those two in those final rounds were just incredible.
What's the first dunk contest that you remember watching as a kid?
Definitely just highlights of the Dominique MJ. Maybe my dad put that on or somebody, but just watching those two go at each other.
Have you been to Indianapolis before, Mac? I have never been. Amin has been. And I wonder, are you familiar with the city at all?
I've been there for the NCAA tournament, so had a tough experience there, losing in the second round. So hopefully we can, have a better ending this time.
Yeah, we'll rewrite the story of Indianapolis for Mac McClung.
I hope so. I hope so.
Mac, one of the things that I think is pretty impressive about you and your basketball career is you came out of the state of Virginia. A lot of great players that come out of Virginia. You both broke Allen Iverson's all-time state scoring record, but also JJ Redick's single game record. I know that certain other states are have like a very close knit brotherhood of guys. For instance, Philadelphia players, regardless of generation, they all seem to keep in touch with one another. Is the same thing happening for Virginia? Like, is Grant Hill hitting you up? Is JJ Redick or Allen Iverson or any of these other great Virginia players? Do you guys ever like commune?
Yeah, so where I'm from is like the very end of Virginia. It's almost Tennessee. So it's like so far away from where all the good Virginia teams are that
Hmm.
kind of spaced me out. But Allen Iverson showed me a lot of love when I beat his record, and my high school years just bringing me to his game and meeting him and him just kind of showing a lot of love. So one of my favorite players growing up. So that was probably the person I looked up to the most and was a really cool experience when I was in high school.
Now, Mac, how do you prepare for a dunk contest? Like, are you going through and looking at old tape, or are you just out there, letting the artist inside of you take over and coming up with completely original stuff? Is it a mix of both? I can't even imagine how you prepare for a night like that.
It's a lot of balance. I think, like you said, like last year it was such a blessing, but it almost made it harder this year. I was like,
Yeah.
the pressure's up a little bit, especially like you were saying with VKTRY, the partnership, like giving away $500,000 worth of insoles if I win. If you go to VKTRY.com, you can actually log in to be, to be accepted for that. So there's just a lot of more pressure. But the biggest thing I do is I go try to research every dunk I can, and then I just go in the gym and start trying to make something up. So this year I'm super excited. I hope my dunks are harder for me, but I hope I can make them. I think I have 3 dunks that have never been done in a contest before, but 2 of them I don't think I've never seen anybody use them. So hopefully I can make them and they go well.
Wow.
It's funny, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady tells a story about the dunk contest with Vince Carter, that Vince Carter won.
Uh-huh.
And Vince apparently didn't practice any of them, didn't try any of them. He just went out there. Let me try doing this one, and that's why Tracy said he didn't want to do it. He forced him to do it. Like Vince forced him to say you have to do it because he knew like this guy's gonna win. I'm curious though, Mac, have you gotten to watch the other guys dunk, and do you have any kind of ideas of, I guess, like cool dunks you've seen them do?
Man, yeah, I mean, just like seeing them get selected and, following these guys throughout their high school years, kind of being fans of them and rooting for them, like seeing these guys, they have some incredible stuff to all of them, really. I was watching Jaylen Brown's mixtape when I was younger and his
Yeah.
incredible athleticism. Jacob Toppin, I mean, that kid's incredible. You're going to see he's got some stuff that's just unreal. And then Hami, I feel like he's a gamer, man. He's got that swag and coolness. It's like, I feel like all these guys have a great chance of winning it.
Right. So, okay. So let me ask you this because me and my friends have had this argument for a long time. The dunk contest is probably, I would say, 85% the dunk, right? You got to do something cool. But there's a 15% there that's showmanship, right? How much do you pay attention to or like give thought to, okay, when I do the dunk afterwards, I got to do this?
I think, one thing I try to do is really make it about the dunk, maybe even a little more. And then when it comes to the showmanship, like I think it has to be genuine. Like I think it'll be genuine if I make these dunks this year, and that's the plan. Is I will be genuinely excited they went in, so I'll be genuinely happy, and it will not. I won't be faking it.
We did talk a lot about the dunking, but the Rising Stars Challenge, this is a big deal as well because first of all, it's actual basketball as opposed to just kind of something that's judged by judges and scorecards. Now this is points on the board and you're scoring and you're winning. How important, I guess, is it to you to show out in the Rising Stars Challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely coming to compete, but that's everywhere I go. Like, this is my 3rd year. I've been up a little bit, down a lot. Like I'm just playing. I play basketball because I love it, and I understand and I'm aware that it's an important situation for me. But I'm just gonna play how I always do, just have fun and compete.
Is that what it's all about for you, Mac? Because obviously, with G League contracts and NBA, and You mentioned the ups and downs. I can imagine that might have been a little bit of a roller coaster. What sort of keeps you motivated, or what's your goal?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not black and white when it comes to like, oh, if you're good enough, you play in the NBA, or if you played this well in the G League, you can play in the NBA. Like, so I stopped really letting any level of basketball determine my happiness or why I play. I play the game because I genuinely love the game. I love it so much, and I really believe in myself to the fact that I can play in the NBA. I'm very strong belief with that, but it's like it's all in God's time. I really just try to let God work it out and just enjoy myself because I don't want to get there and be like, oh, I can be happy now. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy at this point in my life as well.
So Charlotte, Mac is averaging just under 25 points a game, 5 rebounds and 7 assists for the Osceola Magic, to the Orlando Magic G League affiliate. Mac, in your opinion, if you were doing a sales pitch right now for yourself for NBA teams, Mac McClung brings what to the table as an NBA player?
Yeah, I mean, I'd first say I'm a winner. I think I could help any team win in a lot of facets with my like athleticism or like whatever role I needed to be put in. It's to pass, to compete, just pick up people 94 feet, or it's to make shots. Like I feel like you can fill me in where you want me to. So I'm a competitor and a winner at first. And I think, G League championship last year, and when I got my opportunity at the end of the year with Philadelphia, I feel like I made the most of it. It's just that's the biggest thing. I'm a winner. I would say that's the number one thing.
One last question for you, Mac, and I can't imagine you'll answer this, but who do you think is your biggest competition? Who's the biggest threat this year in the dunk contest for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about, this year's contest. And like I said earlier, I mean, all the people don't understand, all these guys are incredible. Like I've seen their dunks since I was in high school. Like I don't think anybody should be an underdog or taken lightly at all.
I'll say it for you. Jaime Jaquez should be an underdog taken lightly. Because I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. I think he's been one of the best rookies. But when they said Jaime Jaquez in the dunk contest, I've seen them other 3 guys jump. I haven't seen Jaquez jump like that. So I'll answer the question as far as the least threatening.
Nah, you gotta go watch his high school dunk contest in LA. He beat so many incredible dunkers. I think you need to go maybe check out his YouTube and see what he does.
Fair.
Okay, I mean, you're not familiar.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
I wasn't familiar with his work, his pre-NBA dunk work, but I'll go back and I'll pull up the YouTube to figure it out.
Mac, this is sort of a throwback, but when you were a freshman at Georgetown, I sent you a DM. I'm outing my own DMs here. I sent you a DM on Twitter saying, I'd love to write about you because I'd followed your high school career. Thought it was so cool that you were starting out in your college career, and you were so great. You were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then I got a very strongly worded email from Georgetown PR being like, hey, freshmen don't talk to media. So I'm just thrilled that you and I are finally able to chat. And thank you for joining us. It's a long time coming now.
I thought you would lead with that.
Well, you led. So I was like, let's save it for the end.
No, look at the universe. That's how it works. We found our way for sure.
We sure did.
His name is Mac McClung. He's with us on behalf of VKTRY. Remember, go to VKTRY.com to enter to win one of these custom insoles if Mac McClung wins the dunk contest. Mac, have fun in the Rising Stars game and good luck in the dunk contest.
Appreciate you guys' time. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching Oddball. I think I have a little spittle coming down the corner of my mouth.
You definitely do.
Yeah.